Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Civil Service Live. Be exceptional in Bristol. Can I start by introducing myself? I'm Richard Heaton, Permanent Secretary in the Cabinet Office. I want to say a huge thank you for the welcome that we had from the City of Bristol. Particularly thank you to the Lord Mayor and to the Royal Marines. I tell you, Gateshead was a great occasion. On Monday, London was fantastic yesterday, but the start we've had today, the welcome was just tremendous. So huge thank you. It felt fantastic. And it's fantastic to be in such an amazing venue as this. Backstage, I tell you, there's a list of people who appeared on the stage, Steve Coogan and Black Sabbath and all sorts. So let's hope we can live up to that. Big thank you to the City of Bristol. It's fantastic to be here. And just on the Royal Marines theme, just a reminder that there are civil servants serving as reservists with the armed forces, and several parts of the armed forces, the maritime lot down here. Civil service as reservists is a fantastic thing. Fantastic on the armed services. It's fantastic the civil service. It's brilliantly characteristic of the sort of people that become civil servants. Not only do they do a job which is inspired by public service, but they do stuff for the public service in their spare time. So a big plug to those of you who aren't familiar with the work of the Armed Forces Reservists. Have a look at the stands outside and get involved. It's a fantastic thing to do. So big thank you to Bristol. Now what is Be Exceptional all about? As I say, we've been doing it for 3 days. This is the first time we've done it outside London. I'm really pleased that we've got London to do it. What is Be Exceptional all about? First of all, it is about the civil service that we all are part of, and we all probably in different parts love and admire. We've all got different relationships with the civil service. I've been a civil servant for 22 years. I've always been proud to call myself a civil servant. I've always been proud of the service. I've always been inspired by it, impressed by it. I've been supported by it. I've been encouraged by it. I've been frustrated by it, sure, but it's civil service are two words that have always filled me with pride. Just tell you a quick story from last Saturday in London. There was the Pride March throughout central London, and there were a bunch of civil servants in purple T-shirts marching, parading under the civil service banner. And that moved me for all sorts of reasons, partly because there were visible gay and lesbian civil servants on the Pride March, but they were wearing the civil service T-shirt, which hasn't happened before. And it was just fantastic to see people walking through the streets of London saying we're proud to be civil servants, proud of what we do. That was a really great moment. So this is about the civil servants, your civil service, our civil service, the civil service that we love, the United Kingdom civil service, the service that, as the Prime Minister and the DPM said on that video clip, the country needs and depends on. It's a fantastic profession to be a part of. And as I say, I've always been inspired by it, and I'm now, I feel kind of privileged and humbled to be part of its collective leadership. It's also about, this day, Be Exceptional, it's about a civil service which is great, which is capable of doing great things. The work we do, you all know this, I know it, the work we do is really important. We do it well. We do it really well. Very often we do it quietly, effectively, without much fuss. Often, every day, across the country, we are truly exceptional. So, you know, there are civil servants keeping the country safe. There are civil servants administering justice, promoting Britain abroad, helping people into work, supporting people who are vulnerable or sick, protecting our countryside, supporting our industries, supporting our rural economy, understanding what makes Britain tick, understanding our entrepreneurs, understanding our voluntary sector. Really important stuff. There are civil servants working at the border, in prisons, in job centres, civil servants doing brilliant analysis, superb analysis, civil servants commissioning and delivering, as Jonathan said on that clip, world-class projects. No bigger or more successful projects than the London Olympics last year, really successfully. And look, we, all of us, throughout the country, are talented people, doing great, sometimes, let's face it, unglamorous things, but driven by a kind of a collective feel for the public service that isn't always, you know, loud and visibly passionate. Sometimes is just characterised by a sort of unassuming, quiet commitment. And it is, as I said, characteristic of the civil service that we go beyond the day job, and there are civil servants, not just reservists, but there are volunteers. There's a volunteering stand outside. Go and have a look at that. We are the sort of people who really add to society. And the reason I've said all that at length is actually partly because I don't think we say it often enough. We don't often say just how great the civil service is, and it's true, and it's important. but also because, for the reasons that the Prime Minister and the DPM said in that video, the challenges we face are pretty extraordinary. And if I didn't think the civil service between us was up to the challenge, I certainly wouldn't be standing here. I think it is. I think we are up to the challenge. Because there's something about the challenges that we face, there's something about this moment in time, this particular set of challenges, that paradoxically is the thing that kind of puts wind into our sails. So I don't need to recite the challenges. The challenges are deficit reduction. We will become smaller. We need to spend less on public services. We will continue to be a smaller civil service. Challenge number one. Challenge number two, the public demand better services, more convenient services. We need to stimulate growth in the economy. We need to rebalance the economy. That is an awesome set of challenges. And our response has to reflect the urgency of the challenge. But as I say, it is because of the urgency that the challenge becomes so exciting, because it means we are forced to do and think of different things. So it's a really exciting time, I think, to be exploring what a different future civil service might look like. So you will see during the day, and you will see outside in the stands, you'll see some of the things, I think, that contain the clue as to how we are going to respond to the crisis. You'll see stuff about digital. Digital is not just a pipe dream, it's not something we talk about, it's something we have planned to do and we are starting to deliver. Truly, truly digital services. Not just end-to-end services for our customers, but a kind of digital workplace that makes sense for us as civil servants. We are going to be fantastic at buying things. Fantastic at buying things. Razor sharp on providing value for the taxpayer. We're going to be, in the civil service, hungry for new ideas, because we need new ideas. We can't deliver against those challenges with just the existing stock. We need new ideas. So ideas like open policy making, big data, social investment, mutualisation, different ways of delivering services that aren't just in the public sector or in the private sector, but somewhere in between the two. Innovative ways of responding to the voluntary sector, working with the voluntary sector, working with the private sector. In the old days, we used to work with the private sector as big companies, big monopoly contracts, and we either privatised or outsourced, and it was pretty binary, and it wasn't very great service or value for money. Our understanding of the private sector is going to be different. Working with SMEs, making our procurement process work for SMEs, that sort of thing, that sort of innovation and different way of working is going to be the characteristic for us. We're going to be one civil service. That doesn't mean we're all necessarily going to kind of, it's not a single employer thing. It's just the idea of, we are collectively delivering against this challenge, and we need to think of how we can do things together rather than simply being trapped in departmental silos. So a single civil service, really passionate about what we can do, passionate about skills, passionate about doing things differently. The skills in the Civil Service Reform Plan, the skills that we think we are lacking, digital skills, commercial skills, procurement skills, change management, project management. But also we're going to rely heavily on existing professional skills. Analytical support, legal support. We're going to be a civil service that's characterised by really, really great professionalism, as well as, not a dirty word, as really, really great generalism as well. So it's going to be a place where you would come for a career. It's a place where you might come mid-career for a spell, because you know this is the place where you're going to learn and develop. It's the sort of place you might come at the beginning of your career, move out, come back in. It's the sort of place where it's a destination of choice for generations, not just in this hall, but generations to come. We had an extraordinary session in London yesterday, which I don't think we're repeating today, so let me tell you about it. A group of 16, 17-year-olds who have done the National Citizen Service, debating with a group of fast streamers about what the civil service might look and feel like in the future. Because we've got to be able to attract talent, not just the talent, as I say, in this room, but the talent of generations to come. What sort of employer do we need to be to get the best people continually in the civil service? One of the things the 16-year-olds told us is that we don't tell our story well enough, that we're not out there, people don't understand the civil service. And interestingly, they made the connection between disengagement with the political process and the disengagement with the civil service as an employer. So there's work to do there, because we've got a great story to tell, and we will continue to be a great employer, attracting amongst the best talent in the country. So I would invite you to really enjoy this day, soak up these themes of reform and innovation and excellence and skills. I hope you'll be inspired. Find the most exceptional example here, either from what someone says on the stage or from what you see outside in one of the stalls. Find the most exceptional example of the civil service in action and share it, talk about it, take it back to your teams, tweet about it, #BeExceptional, tweet about it. Have fun, meet people you don't know, meet colleagues, network, horrible word that, network, heckle people, get involved, find a moment to write on the creative wall, things that you've seen, pledges that you're going to take away, tweet the best bits, be exceptional as the hashtag, sign up for the randomised coffee trial. If you don't know what the randomised coffee trial is, find out. Sign up for speed mentoring. There are fantastic stores outside. I actually only had time to look at one of them, but it was great. This is Civil Service Local, doing a academy at Next University in August for AAs to HEOs. If this is anything like the DWP Summer School, which I knew very well when I was at DWP, it's a fantastic opportunity to learn and to be stimulated by colleagues. So that's a plug for the Next University Civil Service Local Academy in August. But there are great stalls outside. So be inspired. And a challenge from me, if I may, a challenge to you. Find a quiet moment, sometime this morning or this afternoon, to reflect on what you've seen or heard. Ask what it means for you, for the team that you're a member of, or maybe the team that you lead, what it means for your organisation. Where does your organisation fall short on some things we're talking about, some of the skills, digital perhaps, commercial, procurement perhaps, change management. So ask what it means for you. How will you help us, the civil service collectively, because believe me, this is a collective effort, how will you help us meet the challenges that we face? Will you be open to new ideas? Are we going to be ahead of the curve, or are we going to be always catching up as a civil service? We need to be ahead of the curve. James Pennell, who spoke to us yesterday, used this phrase about think where the ice hockey phrase, think of where the puck is going to be, not where the puck is. Are we going to be ahead of the curve, capturing the new ideas, harvesting the new ideas, or are we going to be behind? What will you do to help us get there? What will you do to help us create a unified, exceptional civil service? How will you personally improve? So that's the challenge. And then please, at the end of the day, as I say, have a fantastic day. Leave this place, go back home, aiming to be as good as the most exceptional thing you've seen or heard about today. Aiming to be as good as the most exceptional thing you've heard about. Because this is a fantastic challenge that the Prime Minister and the DPM and the ministers on the clip articulated for us. We, between us, are more than capable of rising to it. We have done fantastic things. We are a succeeding organisation, not a failing organisation, but we need to be really, really, really ahead of the game to meet these challenges and do the best for Britain. So, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the conference. Thank you very much. Because we don't have an MC, let me just tell you what's going to happen next. At 11 o'clock, my PermSec colleague John Thompson is going to lead a Q&A session. He's going to address you, he's going to give you his thoughts about civil service transformation, and then there's going to be a question and answer session. So I think you've got a bit of a break until 11 o'clock. So go and enjoy some of the amazing stalls, and as I say, have a fantastic day. Thank you.